Hey, what's up, folks? I hope you men had a good Father's Day. All right, so another important video for you. Um, how to stop worrying all the time. I have a lot of experience with that, with anxiety and being part of the anxiety community. So initially, I laid out three things. I may throw out a little bonuses. I just didn't want to. When I was putting together my list, I didn't know if I could really go off of certain things I didn't that I didn't write down. That I ultimately decided that if I found some time towards the end, I would add it in as a bonus or somewhat in between. Um, so the first thing, okay, so it's very important how you start off your day. You want to start off on the right foot, and I mentioned that in a couple of videos before. Yeah, I talked about playing the chess and having a nice morning routine. But I also spoke on meditation, and one thing that I learned to be very powerful that I have incorporated in my meditation. I tried it today, probably for the first time. I didn't take it that serious because okay, so sometimes when I'm meditating and I'm listening to music, I may be listening to music with lyrics. I'm jamming out to hype myself up, but I don't like to come down from that. So when I come down from something like that, it make it, especially when I have to do something like write or sit down or something. Like I just like lose momentum. But one thing that I learned to be powerful, or that I heard, I've tried it before, but I decided to do it today, was the Superman pose. Yeah, I meditate standing up most of the time anyway, but the Superman pose, with your legs spread probably just outside of shoulder length. Some may say shoulder length. You got your hands on your hips. You're straight up. You're standing straight up, looking forward. Eyes are closed, but you're facing in any one direction. You focus on your breathing for 10 minutes or so. It will boost your self-esteem. It will boost your confidence. It may not sound like much, but trust me, it does. And then you just focus on your plan throughout the day. So this is your initial planning phase. I like to put it on paper, or whatever planning apparatus you may use, whatever app. Um, but this it all starts right here. Okay, this is what you monitor your mind, you monitor your thoughts, you resolve to find solutions. Okay, so the Superman pose, very very simple, nothing groundbreaking here, but it works. Okay, and you can do it as many times as you want. It's good to do that. It's good to check in because if you worry a lot, you will find ways to make yourself small. This opens you up, okay? So then you can have that type of demeanor, that type of cadence as you go through your everyday life, okay? So you take your practices with you. So the next thing is very, very trippy, okay? Um, I was gonna say this for last, but I'll just do it now, um, because I don't want to say it's very trippy and then I hit you with something that's not very trippy at all. But anyway, this one's called zoom out. All right. So you zoom out of yourself. You can see yourself from third person. Then you start to see the others around you. And you see the people, throughout the rest of the world. You see their suffering, what they may be going through, their heartaches, their problems, losing their loved ones, being cheated on, getting the cancer diagnosis, just or HIV, just things like that you may not quite be experiencing right now. But then you zoom out even more. Guys, I was sitting around thinking about this, and I almost wanted to make a video about it, but I'm not an astrologist. I don't really spend too much time focusing on science and reading up on that too much. Besides, like biology and things of that nature, maybe a little physics. But like, this is a boundless universe, man. Boundless. They say there are billions of planets, man. And we are so small on a tiny planet in a boundless universe. Our problems are small, quite literally. Like, in the flesh, in our everyday life, we see things as so big. Myself as well. You see me making videos, and I speak on the magnitude of something like that. But make no mistake about it. We are so feeble. We are so insignificant. It's not even funny. Like, we're just specks, not even specks, compared to this earth, compared to the universe. We damn near don't even exist. There's, I'm, there's a lot of life out there, man. A lot of life out there. And understanding that may not necessarily solve your problems, but if you're able to just zoom out, and in your mind, you zoom out to the point where you can't even see yourself anymore, it just releases you from a lot of stress for some reason. It's like a quick reset button. Now, in this world, we do have our obligations, we do have our tasks, we do have, things that we ought to do, or there may be a suffering of sorts. But suffering is a thing of the mind. And I don't think we would ever know peace without going through it. But even still, it's our perceptions. It's the connotations that we give it. If we make something negative, that's pretty much all that matters to us. That's what we experience. So that's why it's always interesting how we try to find external solutions for these internal problems. All these theaters of the mind. Because we've convinced ourselves to only believe what we can see. And they got us thinking it's like 8 planets, 7 planets, getting in the argument of the earth flat or not. It's irrelevant. It's very much irrelevant. What's much more relevant is just how small we are. And it's like, we think we're so intelligent, so prestigious. We dress up, we're dressed to the nines, expensive garbs on, and, big house, nice cars, and beautiful women, sexy women, they got to have these type of assets and things like that. But really, we're just glorified animals. And I've said this before, that we need to become more natural. We have to do the natural things, okay? It's not natural to compare yourself to other people. For example, just scrolling all day, and I may do a little scrolling, but you're scrolling, you get these highlight reels, you compare people's highlight reels to your behind the scenes. As I mentioned in my new book, Don't Say I Never Gave You Anything, 50 Helpful Pieces of Advice. Today, the 17th, is the last day I'm giving it out for free. So you go ahead and check that out. If you're checking this out when it's not free, they buy it anyway, all right? It'll be worth it, trust me. So you got to simplify things, man. Who cares what they're doing over there, what they're doing over there? Who cares what they may say about you if, when you're down and out, or when you up and ambitious, they're never around. They're never around to be seen. They never wanted to help you. Why are you worried about what they thinking, huh? They'll be perfectly fine with you living a completely mediocre life, a below average life. It's tough. It's tough realizing that a lot of people around you that you may call your friends, they might not even really want to see you shine like that, because it'll cast a light on everything they're failing at. Okay? It will shine a light on their unhappiness. And I read this meme, and I don't want to butcher it, but I'm going to go for it anyway. That was just saying that if you're talking to somebody, let's say you're talking to your best friend, quotations, and you're getting really passionate about something that you love, some big thing that's going on in your life, and the conversation gets dry after that, pay attention. And I don't mean after the conversation, I mean after you say that thing. Pay attention. Pay attention. It can mean a lot of things. Some things that can't necessarily be proven, so you look like a fucking crazy person for trying to point somebody out. But pay attention. The intuition knows. At moments like this, you can feel it. You can feel the awkwardness. How you're so passionate. Oh man, I'm writing my first book, and then you know. And you may say, oh well, but this person don't like to read books and things like. Doesn't matter. Anybody who's my friend, whatever they're excited about, I'm excited about. Okay. You know, you could be excited about a badminton championship. If you're really my friend, bro, I'm a praise you. I'm gonna go see you play all types of stuff, man. I want people to have their stuff. Success for one is not necessarily at the expense of other people. Okay, just because somebody else winning doesn't mean you won't get your opportunity to. All right, it's great karma to praise people for their passions. Okay, people just want to be happy. Don't you want to be happy? Don't you want to have some joy in your life? Okay, so if you don't want to worry all the time, make sure you putting good vibes out there, man. Make sure people have somebody they can rely on. You know, who can just hype them up, man. You never know what people are going through. Some people who smile all the goddamn time are the saddest people in the world. That's just how it goes sometimes, man. You gotta understand it. You gotta find that empathy within you. But assuming that that isn't the case for you, and we're just talking about you, and you're worried a lot because you have a lot of uncertainty. The Superman pose. You zoom out, and thirdly, you plan and execute. Okay, I wanted to make that number 2, but plan and execute. Okay, so I think it's best to plan the day before. I don't always do that because I kind of have an idea of what I'm gonna do. So I would plan after I wake up, after I meditate. But, plan before you go to bed and execute, and you save the TV time. If you're going to watch TV, you save that for night. You keep your unlocking of the phone to a minimum, okay? You push that off, all right? The fun time with the guys, with your friends, with your girls, you push that off towards to the end of the day, all right? And you use your willpower for your missions at hand. You have to find a way to get excited about the journey, my friends. So I try not to give myself a big to-do list, but for some reason when I was writing my to-do list last night, I wanted to write 12 things so I can break them down into threes or break them down into fours. But I was like, each individual task that I do, I'm going to do it like I'm trying to be a professional at it. Okay? And some of the, I wrote meditate, so I was like, I'm going to be serious. I'm not waiting. My meditation session is about 10 minutes. This is not waiting for the timer to go off, okay? I'm not doing this so I can put checks next to it so I can scratch right through it. I mean, I do that, but I'm not doing it for that reason, okay? So while I'm meditating, I'm taking it all in. I'm meditating like this is my last opportunity to meditate, like I'm trying to squeeze every bit of juice out of that orange, okay? The next thing, one of the things I put on there is to go to the grocery store. I got to get my daughter something. I am going to shop like shopping is my job, okay? I ain't going to spend a lot of money, but I'm going to be very efficient. Okay, what do I need? I'm going to check there. If I see an employee over there, excuse me, sir, which aisle is this? I need to know right now. It's your job to tell me. It's my job to get what is needed right now. Everything you put on your to-do list, you treat it like you're trying to be the best at it. All right? So don't just try to put together a big list of things that, that you want to do and that you're probably not going to do. This is not about overwhelming yourself. We're not trying to overwhelm ourselves here. We're also not trying to take it lightly. Okay? We're also not trying to bullshit because that's going to cause worry. Now, mind you, I said planning and executing. Executing is very important. So is planning, but I need to put great emphasis on them both. Okay? So, I will have to say that's it, but just to recap, All right, we're gonna do our Superman pose. We're gonna start our day off. If you've never felt brave a day in your life, if you never stood up for yourself a day in your life, look, today could be the day. Today is the day, motherfucker. So you stand straight up, hands on your hips. You know, you with your legs, shoulder length, a little, maybe we got a nice little kind of pyramid of sorts. Even a triangle. All right, with the point at the top. We do that. We zoom out. We see how feeble we are, how feeble we are, how small we are, okay? How insignificant a lot of the things we want are, okay? We don't really need too much, all right? And I know some of you may notice, but oftentimes, man, I've been wearing pretty much damn near the same clothes when I'm recording these videos. Now, granted, I record multiple videos in a day, not 2 day, but a great deal of the time I record multiple ones. That's regardless of the fact, okay? I'm not trying to impress anybody. I have missions. I'm not wasting my time trying to please people, trying to get people to like me. Those days are done. I got nowhere doing that. I'm going places by focusing on the mission, all right? So it's either you like me or you don't. You deal with me or you don't, okay? Very short leash with people. Very low tolerance with people, okay? Because if you allow, people will take up your time, okay? They will occupy your mind, okay? It's very important. And, of course, plan and execute. You knock the harder things out first, typically. And if you really trust yourself, it doesn't matter. You try to fit it in to your schedule. It's like a game of Tetris, okay? Also, another thing, since we're talking about planning and executing in a to-do list, I just want to say, if you ever went to a school that had A day, B day, so, like in high school or middle school, A day, B day. So you say each class is an hour and 30 minutes. And then the next day, you have a different set of classes. Not completely, but you'll have a different set of classes. You can also do that with your to-do list. So you say, A day, this is what I'm going to do. B day, I do this. A day, I know I'm going to come back to that, whatever. It keeps things fresh. Gives you something to look forward to. It kind of beats the monotony out of things. So I think that's a pretty good strategy. But anyway, thanks a lot for tuning in. I love you all. I'm not going to stop. I got some great bit of confidence today, and I'm not bullshitting with anybody. I will end up in a fight. If you try to stop this momentum. We will fight. I will fight you. Trust me. I am small and scrappy, and I learned at a very young age that waiting for somebody to hit me first is not the answer. Yes, I am a fool. I'm just kidding. Or am I? All right, take care, my folks.